right, Jackie. Let's prepare to move ahead. Now the march is here, and the children in the rear. Caroline, baby John, you're next, and Teddy. Is everyone ready? Let's move ahead now, and with great vigor. Pierre, try to keep in step. Jackie, he still has it.
Adelaide, please mind Jack. He asked you to give the general back his walking stick twice now.
Now let's sound off, and with great vigor.
Yes, with vigor.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Jack, excuse me.
Yes, Jackie, what is it?
I think someone's missing.
You're right, Jackie. Has anyone seen Pierre? Yes, Barry, that's correct. You march over there on the far right. Rocky's walking in the middle.
Jack, where's Bobby?
With all of us marching, someone has to watch the White House.
Tell me another story, Daddy.
All right, Caroline. Now, once upon a time, there was a king, and the king and all his men sat around a big table. Well, one day, one of the knights by the name of David brought the king an old scroll that had been a proclamation of Theodore, a prior leader of the kingdom. Now the parchment instructed the king's men to walk 50 leagues in 3 days to keep in good physical condition so they could put down the men of the other kings who were unfair. Well, the good king decided that this was a splendid idea. So he told his knights to find out if they could meet the same requirements. So the king's knights started walking to discover if they could cover the 50 leagues in 20 hours or less. One old knight did such a good job that the king gave him another star for walking the 50 leagues with such vigor and with a bum leg. Then the king had a sergeant who was his brother-in-law, and he told him to take his men for a walk. So the sergeant, to keep peace in the world, ordered his corps to walk 50 leagues. Well, upon hearing this, the court jester, Pierre, just laughed and laughed. But the king was not amused, so he suggested that Pierre and the rest of the court take a walk. Well, the jester tried, but not being good at walking and only at talking, he just lay down and cried. Then the court magician, Bobby, with all his assistants, departed on a walk. Well, it seems that the assistants were not as good at walking as the magician himself. So through some form of magic, the magician walked the 50 leagues alone, thus placing himself in the public eye as a contender for the king's position. With most of the court walking, the only one left in the family was the king's youngest brother. And so he was knighted and brought into the court. Then one day the king looked at him and said, "Since you are the youngest and the strongest, you should also walk 50 leagues." But the young knight became angry and said, "No, no, no. Daddy said I was old enough to make my own decisions, and I'm not going." Then the young cooks and the maids of the king's castle, hearing that the youngest and the strongest of the king's family wouldn't walk 50 leagues, decided that they would outdo him. So they all started walking. And forever after, they were the healthiest kingdom in all the land.
Thank you, Daddy.